You have said that this is one of the most noteworthy stories in the NFL right now. Why?
Well, first of all, this was the #1 free agent when the offseason began, although it didn't take the Saints long to franchise tag Jimmy Graham. But you're also talking about potential precedent for future players who have an argument about playing two different positions. In this case, of course, it's tight end versus wide receiver. We have never had a case go to an arbitrator, so we're already in uncharted territory. And I think for the Saints more specifically, there's a ripple effect, because if Jimmy Graham is ruled as a wide receiver, that means they have to pay him $12.3 million on that franchise tag. This is a team that has the least amount of cap space in the NFL right now, just $1.783 million. They would have to create roughly $3.5 million of salary cap space if Jimmy Graham wins this case, which would mean either restructuring veteran contracts or potentially cutting guys who are currently on their roster.
Huge implications for the Saints. Do we have any idea of how long a ruling could take in this case?
Yeah, this is probably something that will trickle into next week. It'll be an ongoing discussion between both sides. And let's be clear, if Jimmy Graham and the Saints continue to negotiate a long-term deal, they could come to terms on a new contract. They have until July 15th either way to get a long-term deal done. If there's no deal done, regardless of whether or not he's a wide receiver, a tight end, or perhaps something in between, then he will play in a one-year franchise tag tender, depending on which position it actually is.
All right, July 15th, that's the day to keep circled on the calendar. Field Yates with the latest.